Welcome everyone to another episode of Time for BL. This is the podcast where we review movies, TV shows, novels, and comics, all in the boys love genre. If you hear a lot of background noise, I am sorry about that. I cannot control it. I still have a life. And kids. But it's time for Step by Step, episode 5. I'm very excited because I've already had a bunch of people say it was so good. So I cannot wait to watch it because I'm like, was it really that good? So yeah, let's jump right into Step by Step, episode 5. I had to start over because I wasn't that focused. I was kind of all over the place, still trying to put things away, all that stuff. And I just heard Z New. I'm like, what? I didn't know they were doing. So Z and New exist in this world. Let's start from there. But yeah, that caught me off guard. But I love how the older guy just cuts Pat off. So what do you recommend? We're not gonna listen to this child. He doesn't know what this is about. He's like, I know where it is. I know where we at. I know who we need. I know what we need. We gotta go with what's popular. Let's get these teenagers interested in our products. All right. Okay. So I'm still in the opening, still in the beginning. So I had rewound everything, watched it again, and the only couples being brought forward to promote it are BL couples or Y series couples, and Jaab and Jen guy he likes, who is already in a relationship. They are talking about the fact that they're very popular. We're gonna be able to utilize their fan clubs. They pretend to be secretly dating, which thank you for adding that step by step, because I know there's a bunch of Y series fans who are gonna be like, no, Z and New are together. They said it. But they do this thing. It's for the show. Yeah. They're they pretend to be secretly dating, all this stuff. But then Pat brings up the fact that they make money by using a LGBTQ plus identity. And him being the gay man in the room, Jaab is also gay, but yeah, and so is Jen. It's showing, but him and his perspective is just showing all the different perspectives on it, because there are people who would be like, no, these roles should only be played by gay men, or even with fan service, only real couples should do it, all that stuff. And it's more nuanced because it's Thailand. In the States, we might say gay roles should be played by gay actors, and I can back that more in the States because of where society is here, even though being gay can still affect your career in a way in the States, but it can affect you negatively as well, where you get typecasted as gay characters. But thankfully we get to see directors and casting directors and studios that are just letting actors be actors. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I'm thinking of a movie where they basically had most of their gay stars as straight characters in it, but I can't remember the name of it right now. And it was really good. But yeah, it's different where we are as a society in the States than it is in Asia. It's going to be a lot easier for gay actors to play gay characters, or bi actors or non-binary actors, all that, to play characters that match their identity in real life in the States than it is for a lot of other countries. So for example, will be a great example, if a movie or show is coming out of, I don't know, Ghana, and one of the characters, or I don't know Ghana's politics, so that is probably a bad example. Singapore. It's coming out of Singapore. And a straight actor plays a gay character. I'm not going to have any offense to that, because it makes sense. Because even though we want to think of Singapore as being in the future, think about the fact that Kin Porsche, the concert, when it went there, was 25 plus, not even 18 plus. It was 25 plus. Think about the fact that they had it, I don't know if it's still this way, but for the longest while, the only storylines that were allowed with gay characters was if it ended sadly for the gay character in the end. So be it death or just a miserable life. You know, death is a miserable life because there's no life. But yeah, those were the only endings they allowed for gay storylines in Singapore. I don't know if it's still the same, but especially with that movie that I think they finally got funding for, so hopefully they'll be filming soon. But that we're supposed to get with the actor who makes a homophobic remark and then falls in love with his male co-star. So I don't know if it's going to be the same, which I thought, by the way, I think I said it, if you go back, I did a review on that trailer with my friend Wild, and I told her it was from the Philippines, because I really thought it was from the Philippines, and I was like, oh no, that's Singapore. Huh. I should have known the accents. I didn't hear any. I will not say Tagalog. I'm sorry for saying it like that. I can't. Oh God, my Filipino friends are gonna be so mad at me. They're always teaching me how to pronounce words and stuff, and I'm just so bad at it. I'm really bad at it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm just really bad at it. I'm sorry. But yeah, Philippines is actually a great example as well. Even though we do get gay actors from the Philippines, because society is a little bit different there. So we do get a lot of gay actors in queer media from the Philippines, or just queer actors in queer media from the Philippines. We do still have straight actors who play those roles, and again, it is society, because here's the thing, for all we know, they might not even be straight. They might just say they're straight, who knows, or they are straight, and that's cool too. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things. I've been going on for a while now, but it is one of those things where I get both sides, but when you're in certain countries, I get more why you are not going to publicly sometimes identify as anything, or just publicly maybe because of your career, but possibly also because of society, and that's just as fine and dandy. And just also for anyone who might say, well, they say they're straight, so that's what they are. There's many people who say they're straight because they think they're straight. Society has taught them that they're straight, and then a situation happens, be it they meet someone, or they are later in life, or they're watching a video, who knows, and they realize, oh, I am not straight. A great example of that is Cal Penn from Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. When he finally announced his relationship and the fact that he was engaged to a man, me and my husband were like, ooh, okay, so Kumar got a man, and Doogie Howser got a man, so the only person left is John Cho. He has a wife. Would he leave her for... No, he won't. We won't break up a family. They got kids. But yeah, sometimes it's something that happens to you later in life. Sometimes it's something you discover earlier in your life. It varies, it changes, and just let people be. Whatever. So yeah, that's my little bit of makes no sense nonsense. I apologize. I'm jumping back in again. One of the things I'm noticing with this as well, watching it, notice how the BL couple I don't think I really dug into this point before, but then again, I was talking for like 7 minutes straight or something like that. They are looking at the BL couples just for their marketability. It's not about who's going to represent the LGBTQ plus community the best. They don't care about that. What they care about is who's going to sell this product. How can we utilize their fan clubs to sell this product? And hey, Put and Chris, they're coming off of a series. That means we'll be able to tie this promotion into the whole series that's just come out, and we will be able to sell off of the viewers of that series. They haven't really said that, but that's what the marketing is going to be about. Like, they are focused on how to sell. They're not focused on the community, even though it just so happens they're going to be hiring an actor who is gay. He happens to actually be gay. But keep that in mind as well as you drink your Oishi honey lemon. Oishi honey lemon. I feel like I'm going to have way more to say about this episode than the other episodes, because it looks like they're actually getting into like the product and marketing the product and stuff like that. And that's more in line of what I did while working. I wasn't doing marketing. I was marketing myself. That was my job, to market myself, to bring in customers and stuff like that. I wasn't the product. I was selling a product, but I was also the product to get the people to the product, the customers to the product. So I feel like I'm going to have way more to say about that aspect than even about the episode and what's going on itself. And why is Chot in the hospital? What? Not me over here on my couch in my house going, Shan come die. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Shan come die. But even I'm like, yes, I can do it. I don't know if that's what he's saying. Is that a literal translation? Or is that one of those like we've taken liberty translations? Because they've taken some liberty with some translations in this show. And the only reason I can tell is because I'm just reading it going, that's definitely not what he said. Definitely not. All right, just got through the scene on the bus. I'm still not really interested in Jaab and Jen and their storyline. I'm sorry. I know some people are, and they really like Saint and think he's like really adorable, and I guess he's cute. I can't get into their storyline. I can't get into it. I'm sorry. And the cute little text between Pat and Jeng, where Jeng asked him if he's left yet. He said yes, so Jeng sent him a thumbs up emoji. That was adorable. That was ridiculously adorable. This is why my husband is a very stoic man. You've heard him on here. He's very if you look at him, you'd think he's the most serious man in the world. When he sends me an emoji for anything, I'm just like, so cute. It's so adorable. Because if you look at him as a person, he doesn't look like the kind of guy who sends emojis. He doesn't even look like the kind of guy who says I love you. And he does. It's so cute. So Jeng supposed to be this really stoic guy, so cute, so adorable. Now, what I cannot get behind is his father using who seems to be his assistant as a golf caddy. You're in your office. You can bring your own ball back, sir. What? This is not in this woman's job description. I just knew it. Does he have her in here because he gets bored or something? Why? Okay, so Jeng has a year to prove that the digital marketing team is necessary to be in-house for GN Group instead of them outsourcing the positions. I'm torn on this one because I'm kind of with the dad in the outsourcing part, because then you only pay when you need it. But I'm also with Jeng for the inside part, because here's the thing. Having them in-house means that when they're working with a company, everything is done in-house. You can cross oh gosh, what is the word? Words have escaped me, but they can cross department cross department work on projects and all that. And because it's in-house, the communication hopefully can be a lot clearer than if they outsourced it. Then that person is just a contractor, and the being able to work with departments and all that stuff is going to be a lot harder. So I'm with Jeng for the working on it in the department, but I also understand the father's concerns with money and being able to save money by having it outsourced, and you're only needing to pay a contract once they're with the company, working with the company. So yeah, but also it's such an advantage for when they're like pitching to different companies. It's such an advantage in that way. Ooh, I don't know. I am loving Chot and his boyfriend, husband, fiance, whatever. Oh my gosh, the whole scene with the two of them, the marriage proposal, I know all we can do is exchange rings. Oh my god, I need to finish watching the scene. I haven't finished the scene. I had to stop at the ring because that is the cutest thing. I love also that he didn't really wait for an answer. He just put the ring on Chot's finger. Oh, but so romantic, so sweet, and I'm happy that they added this in because, again, remember right now there is that bill to legalize gay marriage, and also there's the election that just passed. I need to actually see who won that election. I have no idea, because depending, there might be some changes going forward. I should look into that. I can't remember the last time I went location scouting. That was a whole different lifetime. So location scouting, usually one person goes out first and does the scouting of possible locations, takes a bunch of pictures, takes it back. Everything is reviewed, and then a group will go out and check out the locations and everything, and then it gets reviewed again. And sometimes the group going out is the last scouting part of the location, and sometimes it is like one step before, like producers and stuff go out too, because some producers like to be very hands-on, and they'll go check the location as well. And basically the point is to do that before the talent gets there. You get the location scouting and the contracts for the location and all that out of the way. Then once everything is finalized, you get the talent out there. So that's what's happening now. The talent portion isn't finalized. They're trying to finalize the location portion and make sure everything is going to be perfect. Now, it does seem that Pat is trying to go outside of the list of locations that was provided. So I'm guessing what they're trying to do is make sure, because Jaab and Kanan are siding with him, making sure that they get all the pictures together and everything to show how this is a better location for the project. Does that always work out? No, because some clients don't like being told what to do. They can be iffy. And again, I want to apologize for the sounds in the background. I am still living my life. I got laundry to do. I got kids who won't go to bed. Life is living, okay? Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. So the team shooting it, the promo, have said that they prefer this location to shoot at. The person who is in charge of the project or part of the project has said, hey, this location is going to be a better option. But another person saying, nope, this is not on the list. The client wants the grander option. They don't want to shoot here. So Pat needs to settle the dispute. So he settles it by saying, you don't have the power to make the decision. Wrong thing to say. Wrong. So bad. What would have been more appropriate is if he said, okay, look, we're gonna just be talking in circles. So why don't we just stop for today? This way everybody gets time to think over their positions. We can have the pictures prepared as well, to give an idea of what we would do here, while we also try and see what we can do at the grander place. And then we can come back together in the meeting, really look at everything and see what is going to be the better option for the client, or benefit the client best. But he insulted her. He insulted her. You don't have the power to make decisions. Pat. He is very inexperienced. It's not just that he's young. It's one thing to be young. He's inexperienced completely. He doesn't know how to talk to people in these settings. Poor Pat. Poor Pat. Poor Pat. Poor Pat. Ignore me. And also, like, I get why he didn't want to tell Jeng what was going on. He's trying to show that he's able to handle the situation. But this is something that I hope he informs Jeng about, because this is a problem that Jeng can solve it. Ice baby. Ignore me. But yeah, this is a problem that Jeng can really help him solve. Because Jeng has more experience, and also Jeng, the whole department is riding on this. Jeng is trying to show how profitable the digital marketing department is. So that's why he is being very hands-on, and I know Pat doesn't like when he's very hands-on, but this is one of those situations where you need to go to your boss and go, all right, here's the situation. So your boss can be like, all right, let's work on this. How can we convince the group that they want to go with this station instead of the other station, the smaller station instead of the bigger station? That is something that you can definitely get your boss involved on, so that they can guide you, especially since he already knows you're very inexperienced. So he is going to be more willing to guide you versus someone who is a veteran at this. Pat's not doing enough. He's doing too much and not enough at the same time. Word of advice, and this is not just for if you are famous. This is for anyone in your life, okay? Keep in mind, when you're posting on social media, wait until you have left the location to post it. I'm serious about this. And if you're going, well, why? I mean, it's not that big a deal. A perfect example is PNB Rock. He was a rapper who was taking his girl out to eat. She posted the restaurant they were at. Some guys came in to rob him, shot him, and left. He died. And needless to say, she deleted that post off of social media because she knows she was the reason why they knew his location. And I'm sure she blames herself for his death. And it's the shooter's fault. It's those guys' fault who decided to rob him why he's dead. But it is a reminder, you never know who is watching what you post, because how is she supposed to know they saw her post to know his location? You never know who is watching what you post. Do not post your location. When we go on trips and stuff as a family, we wait until we have left to post that we went on a trip. We are in the comfort of our home when we're posting, man, we had such a great time in... I have no location to place here. But yes, like, don't post where you at while you're there. If I'm posting about my family being at some park, which I don't, but let's say if I was posting me and my family at a park, I'm not tagging the park we're at. And also, I'm not posting that while we're there. That can wait until we have left. I don't even make a lot of posts until I've been gone for like 3-4 days. Like, it's 5 days later and I'm going, I had a great time at the swimming pool and ran into my friend Elizabeth, I don't have a friend named Elizabeth. Elizabeth. And Elizabeth's going, girl, that was 5 days ago. I'm like, I know. No one else needed to know that. They could have thought it was yesterday. Be quiet. But that's how I post. I don't mess around with that. Don't post your location. You never know when the ops is watching. Hold up. Okay, so I'm at the hotel thing and they're talking about there's one room without AC, and I'm like, okay, 2 people are probably gonna couple up in a room, and I'm like, it's gonna be Jaab and Jen. Like, automatically it's gonna be Jaab and Jen, because I forgot Jeng. Too many damn J names, yo. I need to call Jen something else, because Jen and Jeng is too close together, and I'm not going to call the character by the actor's name, man. So I'm going to call Jen Jade. Jade is Jen. Jen is Jade. So Jaab and Jade. So my boy Jeng is pulls up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. He said he was coming to the hotel. He's got the president's suite, because boys got money. I'm sorry for speaking like this. I know this is not my usual tone for my show, but I'm having a lot of fun right now, and I might be sleep deprived, so take that as you will. But yeah, Jeng has money, so he's got them the president's suite. But what I love is that he just looks at Pat and goes, you'll stay in my room. He doesn't even ask him. You ain't gonna ask him, would you be comfortable staying in the same room as me? He has a brother. Why not be like, hey Jaab, you stay with me tonight, and that way everybody. No, he went after Pat. What you what you trying to do, Jeng? You trying to see him shirtless, Jeng? You trying to see what you can get, Jeng? What you trying to do, Jeng? Ooh, my boy. He said, you sleep in my room. Now I'm trying to remember. In the promo spot for this, was Man shirtless in the hotel room? Was that... Am I misremembering stuff? I could be jumbling shows for all I know, honestly. Well, at least I was right about Jaab and Jade sharing a room. I'm gonna call him Jane, because they had him as Jane earlier in the subtitles. So this is the reason I can't really get behind the whole Jaab and Jen relationship, with the flirting and stuff between them. Like, someone said, well, it's obvious that his boyfriend is distant. And like, no, it's not obvious that he's distant. It seems like they do have good communication. His boyfriend, he called his boyfriend to let him know he was gonna, or his boyfriend called him to say, hey, just go ahead and head over to Jaab's place and I'll come pick you up. And he did come pick him up, and he made it clear that he wasn't feeling well. That's the only reason why he didn't come pick him up at the restaurant. While Jen is on this trip, Mon is calling him to check in on him, and wants to know when he's coming back. So he's not being shown as someone who's emotionally distant. He seems very here in the moment of that relationship. So no, I just can't see Jaab and Jen, because Jen is in a committed relationship. Now, if it was a relationship where the two of them are growing distant and the emotions are kind of gone and everything, then I'd be like, yeah, you need to move on, get into the new thing. But it's not. It or at least so far, it has not been depicted as that type of relationship. So I can't really get behind them with that. So that's kind of why I am right now on the fence, or not able to appreciate what's going on between Jaab and Jen, because even if Jen is not cheating physically, it does at times feel like he is cheating emotionally. But I also don't know if it just feels like he's cheating emotionally because of Jaab's, because we're seeing everything from Jaab's point of view. Because for all we know, maybe Jen actually, no, they've kind of showed that Jen is kind of into Jaab as well. Jen needs to end that relationship if he's gonna be out here flirting and doing all the shit he's doing with Jaab. If he is feeling some kind of change of emotions, he needs to talk to Mon about it. Mon is being left out in the cold. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I know some people like the mess, and you're enjoying the mess, love the mess, but for me, I cannot get into their little messiness. I say as I'm preparing to watch Love Syndrome. Because all I've heard is, that is toxic. And I'm like, I cannot wait to see how toxic this toxicity of trashness is. Not watching Heart of Chains, though. Okay, hold up. So it's one thing for man to be like, okay, Pat, you can come stay with me. It's another thing to be like, oh, you can come sleep in the bed with me. In the bed? Lay up in the same bed with you? First of all, this wouldn't even be a situation I would be in. Like, if me and my boss were somewhere and they're like, oh, we don't have enough rooms, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just go to another hotel. You can stay here. Oh, no, I insist. Come stay in my room. No, I'll just go to another hotel. You can stay here. What other hotels can you get me booked in? That's why I wouldn't even be in this situation. Your boss. But he agreed to stay in the room with his boss because his boss basically demanded it. And then he's like, yeah, I'll sleep on the couch. His boss like, no, just sleep in the bed with me. No, I'll sleep on the couch. But then again, we have to think about the fact that they are attracted to each other. So that's why it's going in this way. I don't know if it's going to go the way I think it's going to go. Because I'm like, this would be the perfect place, I guess, for Man and Pat to make their move. Not Man. Jeng. I said I wasn't going to call Jeng by the actor's name, and I did it anyway. But yeah, this seems like the perfect place for Jeng and Pat to make their moves on each other because they're obviously liking each other. But the aesthetics of it from a company standpoint is not good. They getting it down on the company's dime is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if that's what's gonna happen. I should just watch the episode and be quiet. And this is why you sleep with 2 separate blankets. My husband is the one who introduced 2 separate blankets to me, and it is a marriage saver. No tugging on sheets, no awkwardly trying to cover yourself while the other person has the other side. It is such a more relaxing way to sleep. Plus we end up cuddling anyway, so what's the point? Okay, Put was already like stalker vibes. Now he's serial killer vibes with all that plastic wrapped over the place. I'm not touching Jaab and Jane and that whole like almost touching him in his sleep, all that stuff. Yeah. I already said my piece on how I feel about them. But yeah, Put is now giving serial killer vibes. All I can see is that one Showtime show. Dexter. Yo, I was going through so many names. I was like, Life with Derek. No, it shares the name of a kid's show. Which kid's show is it? It starts with a D. Dexter. With all that plastic. Like he getting ready. Is he trying to capture Pat's scent? Like what the hell? Creepy. Like he never moved on. He needs to move on. Somebody needs to he needs therapy. He needs therapy. That's what it is. Before I go any further, A is texting Beam about the fact that she is pregnant. Pregnant. Which I'm like, first of all, I love is it a COVID test? Like, that is hilarious. Because I said the same thing when I looked at it. And I was like, that looks like no pregnancy test I've ever taken. But I also make sure to take the pregnancy test that actually says pregnant, not pregnant. Even though I have taken the ones with the lines. But my thing is like, if the line shows up, that means I need to get the one with the screen that's going to say pregnant, not pregnant. I'm going to be sure. This girl took a pregnancy test and she's texting Beam, not Conan, which makes me think she's cheating on him with Beam, which is why she's texting Beam, because she's not sure who the father is. Or is she texting Beam because she never wanted to have kids and he's like, he knows how much she doesn't want kids? No, I'm about to press play, and because he just sent her a text, and I have a feeling the text is going to say something like, "Is it mine?" Oh God, please don't be. All right, let's hit play. What does the text say? Congrats, mama. Okay, maybe she isn't cheating with him, so she was just confiding in him because she trusts him. What? I have questions. I really do hope it's not a cheating storyline, because I really like those two, their characters together. Dude from Cutie Pie and her. But if there's a cheating storyline, I mean, might as well be. I mean, they got the whole Jaab Jen thing going on. Oh God, I have a feeling it's a cheating storyline. Oh gosh, does she not know who the father is, or darn? I'm so concerned now. And also, love Chot and Krit. Love the two of them. Oh, I'm so glad they did their little ring exchange. And I hope they do hope they have like a whole wedding where they invite everyone to come to their wedding and all that. It'll be so cute. Oh, that'd be so cute. Did he really get breakfast on the balcony for the two of them? Oh my God, that's so cute. Breakfast on the balcony. Oh, that is so romantic. Oh gosh, that is so sweet. Oh my gosh. So unrelated news. Just a side story about my life. So I know someone who did that whole thing for her boyfriend. They lived together, and she did a whole thing where it was dinner on the balcony. Had candles out there. It was nighttime, candles, all that. He comes home from work, and she's like showing him how she did this cute setup outside, and he said, "No, there's mosquitoes. Let's let's eat dinner in here," and made her move her whole setup, and didn't even light the candles. He's like, "We don't need candles. Let's just use the light." Wouldn't have her light candles, wouldn't let her set the romantic mood because she had music playing, all that stuff. Just like shut her down completely. She said she just went to bed. She didn't even bother eating dinner, and he didn't see what was wrong with what he said, because he's like, "Why would I want to eat in the dark?" And everybody's just looking at him like, "You are an idiot. That was so romantic and you messed it up." I couldn't imagine. My husband doesn't do romance well, but even he set up a candlelight dinner for me for Valentine's Day, because that's the only day he's like, "Oh, I probably should do something romantic." And then Googles what is romance. I've told him I think he's aromantic before, and he thinks I'm kidding, but I am serious. What is romance? How do you make something romantic? What is a romantic dinner? What is a romantic gift? But even he's like, "All right, romance, gotta do romance," because she likes things like that. And this guy just completely shut her down and just, "Why would I eat in the dark?" She's still with him. We told her to leave, but she didn't listen. Mana's chicken is here. I wonder if he could realize that Jen can see him. And when I said man, I meant man as in Pat. Checking his breath, everything. Oh God, he is so nervous. Ooh. You already slept in bed with a man. Also, in unrelated information, but related at the same time. Did you know that the serving size of orange juice is like the cup that Pat is holding? That's all you're supposed to drink of orange juice a day. A day. I guzzle orange juice, especially if I'm sick. Like when I had COVID, oh my gosh, I drank so much orange juice because it was like one of the few things that just did not hurt going down my throat. That can be taken in another way. But anyway, but yeah, it was like one of the few things I could drink. So I drank so much orange juice and Gatorade. Those were like two of my things, just to put something in my body and keep me alive until I could finally eat normal food again. But yeah, you're supposed to have about like that serving size of orange juice a day. I can't. They serve bigger glasses of it at IHOP. She posted it in the group chat. Okay, this is explaining things a little bit more, but why didn't she text her husband first instead of posting it in the group chat? Did she mean to post it in the group chat? Let's find out. Oh my god. I'm trying to like have scenes play out fully and then like talk about because I'm like, I don't want this to run too long. The episode is over an hour. But oh god, getting so excited that Pat is going to block the scene with him was making me so mad, because Put keeps putting Pat in the situation that he doesn't want to be in. But this is what's funny about it as well. If it was that Pat had feelings for Put, we would be okay with it. Like think Bad Buddy and Pat and Pran, and how when Pat went on the architecture trip, even though Pran asked him to give him space, we were still just like, are you guys gonna get together yet? Like, that's the thing. Like, if it was a love story between the two of them, we'd be like, are you guys gonna get together yet? But because we know Put is the stalker in this situation, and just a stalker, and Pat wants nothing to do with him, and we want Pat and Jeng to be together, we're able to look at this and be like, ew, that is disgusting, back the hell off. And oh god, and then of course Jaab him like, oh, we don't need Jen in the scene, yeah, let's put Pat in it. And I'm guessing that means that Jaab does not know about the history between Put and Pat, which kind of goes to Jaab and Pat aren't necessarily friends, they're more acquaintances, which would make sense. It makes sense. I'm so upset. I'm just so upset. I'm so upset that Pat has to go through this, especially after the way Put has been acting. I just wanted to point out that in the fridge behind them, you know, that scene where they get approved, we can see Oishi honey lemon. Oishi honey lemon. Yo, Jeng saw those pictures of Put and Pat and said, fuck a conference, I'm going. Oh, he sent him an emoji back? These two are so cute. They're so adorable. Oh god, I wish they would just like say what they're feeling though. The way Put and Jeng are acknowledging but not acknowledging at the same time. Love it. Love the undertones of that conversation. But also Put like dragging Pat away. Come on, man. Come on. Really? And shark eggs. Sharks don't lay eggs. They just give birth to the shark. Like, the eggs stay inside, and like, for example, in the tiger shark, they will eat each other until like the last one or two are left, and then they are born. So what does he mean by shark eggs? Are they going to show a shark womb? What is going on? What shark lays eggs? Now I'm like thinking of all the random aquatic knowledge I have, because we've been to aquariums and crap so much throughout my life, not just because of kids, but just throughout my life. And the fact that at one point I thought I was going to be the next Steve Irwin and Jeff Corwin. Watched Animal Planet religiously. Shark Week was my Super Bowl. And I'm just like, which shark lays eggs? Actually lays eggs. A barracuda isn't a shark. A merlin isn't a shark. Nurse sharks don't lay eggs, do they? I don't think so. Which shark lays eggs? Is Put just trying to get Pat private so he can try and put on a show for him? I don't know. And also Jeng looks all sexy with that chain, that white shirt, button-up shirt open with them jeans, and he looks good. Man looks good. Oh, he is sexy. Man did a video called proposal. Oh god, don't get married for a kid, by the way. Don't ever get married just for a kid. My husband and I got married after we had a kid. Don't ever get married for a kid. But also, wow, he's taking this seriously. He really is like, I'm gonna be a father, let's do this, which is beautiful at the same time. She's so tough, and like her character, she's just such like a tough personality. She's having such a hard time softening, and here she is like finally just being soft with him, and it's so cute. Oh, the both of them. But at the same time, I'm like, why is Beam jealous? Is Beam upset? What is going on? Oh, I have questions. I have so many questions. Oh, wow. It takes a lot to make her soft. Maybe it's the baby hormones, but it takes a lot to make her soft. She's like played as such this tough cookie character, and I guess they did that to show us how much she is in love with Kanun. But oh wow, that was beautiful. Okay, so this is what I'm guessing then. I don't think she's cheating with him. He is her best friend, has always been her best friend, and he's probably in love with her. And like, this is basically the whole like, oh, she's with this dude, like I will never have her. And like the reality of their friendship and only being friends is setting in for him. I think that's what it is now. Okay, I get it now. Also, I want to say something real quick. In my experience with the people I know, people who worry most about if they're ready or if they'll be a good parent usually end up being the best parents, because they're actually thinking about it, thinking about what they need to do as a parent, how their life will change, what they need to change for their child, the sacrifices you make for your child. Because even if you're like, I'll never make it, you make sacrifices for your child because you love them and you want them to have the best life ever, while also have them see you fulfill your dreams and stuff, so they never give up on their own dreams. It's a whole cycle. So her even worrying about if she'll be a good parent is like one of the best things ever. That I love seeing that, because it shows me that you're actually thinking of the child and not thinking of yourself. A lot of people treat kids as if they're dolls. They're not dolls. This is a human being. And oh, I love that. I'm happy for them. They're in love. Also, another thing, like, you can publicly let people know you're pregnant whenever you want to. It's up to you. A lot of people usually try to wait until after the first trimester because you want to make sure everything is good. Personally, it's not that important, but either way, I waited with both of mine until about 12 weeks. So yeah, out of the first trimester, well, 10 to 12 weeks, yeah, before I announced any form of a pregnancy, because one of the things I didn't want to have to publicly do was announce the loss of a pregnancy. Like, that was like a fear. I have this thing in my head, so a lot of people have it too, so I'm not the only one, and I know when I say this, is someone's gonna relate to it. I have this idea that I don't deserve good things, so I've been working on that, always reminding myself I deserve good, I deserve happiness, I deserve love, all this thing. But I have been convinced through my life that I don't deserve happiness, I don't deserve love, I don't deserve to get what I want. Instead, I have to follow what other people have put in place for me to do. I don't deserve to get to do what I want to do, because I'm not good enough. So I've been told things like that my whole life. So finding out I was pregnant, I was like, I don't deserve happiness. I don't deserve love. I don't deserve a child, because I don't deserve to be like, these are the things that was going through my head. So there was that fear. Oh, which I don't think the show is going to go that route with her. Like, she's already like, am I going to be a good parent? But it does make me worry, like, oh God, what if they go the child loss route? I'm starting to think about that now. Like, what if they go that route? That's going to be sad. I hope it ends with them having a baby. Please. Happy, alive, and healthy. Like, I just want to point out, so I've passed the dinner scene now. where they're convincing Jeng to let them use the Pearl and Olive restaurant for free for the wedding. But like watching Put and Jeng standing side by side, both in a white shirt underneath with a button-up shirt over it, you know, button down and all that stuff. Jeng is looking good. If I was Put, I would stand as far away as possible so as to not be compared, because Jeng is looking good. But I love how Put is like trying to convince Pat to come back with him. He'll drop him off, and Jeng just quickly just jumped in and said, we're going the same route. I'm dropping him home. Have a safe trip. Get home safe. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Jeng is not letting Put get his foot in the door of what he's trying to create. Okay. So Jaab and Jen kissed in the hotel room. So that, of course, is going to change the dynamic between them. Maybe Jen is going to finally put some distance between them. Really would prefer if he talks to Mon, and like, because it'd be one thing if Jaab was feeling Jen, but Jen wasn't into it, but Jen's obviously into it. He needs to talk to Mon and tell Mon something, anything. Like, I don't even know what he should, because everything is on him now. He should have just not even put himself in that situation to be alone with Jaab if he's also with Mon, and if Mon is not okay to anything being open. That's the next part. I don't know. For all I know, Mon is like, go for it. Who knows? I don't actually know, because they don't show the two of them together enough for me to be like, oh, so Mon's down with it. I don't know how Mon feels. But also for Jeng and Pat, this episode we saw some growth between the two of them. It is still a slow burn. For all the people who are like, I don't like slow burns, it's still a slow burn, but we definitely saw a lot of growth, and we can see more and more that they definitely are having feelings for each other, and it is coming out more and more in different ways. So yeah, I'm guessing by episode 7 probably we're gonna finally get a love declaration, or maybe next episode. I should see the preview for next episode and see what we're getting, see what I can guess from that. Wait, hold up. All right, so we're gonna see Put is putting Pat in a difficult situation. He is trying to remind Pat of how well they know each other, except that's kind of the problem. They know each other, so Pat's trying to get away from him. And then we also see Jeng and Pat spending more time together, it looks like, and they're going to go shopping together. Again, HR! Ring, ring, hello! But they're going to go on their first date-ish, I guess. Well, have they already had a first date? This is giving date vibes. They're giving date vibes. You know what it reminds me of in Sodas, when Kong Pop told RT he needed his help doing something, and he took him to the mall to help him buy a present for his niece. That's what it reminds me of. Or not as great of an example, but because, you know, Sodas is a slow burn as well, so I think that storyline more connects. But also Love in the Air, when Sky asked Papai to come with him to get supplies on the weekend. That's what I'm being reminded of here. I am so excited to see what happens next. I cannot wait for next week. I know you cannot wait for next week. Come on. I'm loving this show, and my podcast episode is now just as long as the show, I just realized. So I'm going to wrap it up. Cannot wait for next week. Thank you for joining me. for another watch of Step by Step here on Time for BL. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, and good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Bye.